Hey guys, I know it's been forever since I made a video. I just haven't been reading real quickly. But I have two books to review today. The first one is The Monstrous Memoirs of a Mighty McFearless by Ahmet Zappa. I hope you can see that. And this one is a juvenile book that I just picked up because it looks kind of interesting. And it's about a 11-year-old girl named Minerva McFearless who, her and her brother Max are just kind of messing around in their house one day and find like a secret passage to a study with all kind of like creepy monster stuff and science equipment. And they find out that their father is a, what do they call it, a monsterminator, and that it's kind of been like a family thing. Sorry, I'm kind of sick. And it's been a family thing for a couple generations. And so they're not supposed to, their father doesn't want them to learn, he thinks they're too young and shouldn't learn the family business yet. But they kind of do anyway and sneak in there. So they learn all this stuff, and then eventually their father gets kidnapped by the big evil king monster, whose name is, Zarmaglorg. And you learn that Zarmaglorg has a history with their grandfather who disappeared. Grandfather, somebody. He disappeared, and he was like the first one in the family to be a monsterminator and all that. So they go on this journey to save their father, and they find out all kind of, interesting stuff about what happened in their family. And it was a fun book. Definitely more, like, there are some juvenile books that I think translate well to adults or teens. But I think this one was definitely more for younger kids. It was still a fun read, but didn't hold my attention like some of the other ones. One thing that I picked the book for and really liked about it was just all the pictures and stuff it has. Not like normal books have pictures, but you'll see. Just like every page has stuff on it. Pictures and, drawings of the monsters and stuff. And then another cool thing about it is that it has a bunch of recipes and profiles of the monsters. Like, here's the Glorch. So, you have story, and then you have the profile of the Glorch. And then after each one, it has a recipe for how to keep it away. Like, for the Glorch, you have the fly mummy toilet ball. And you have a list of ingredients, and it always has, like, gross stuff. Like, this one has vinegar, hot sauce, mayonnaise, toilet paper, a dead crusty fly. So it's just, like, it's cute. It's like a real recipe. Well, like a real recipe that you're going to make, but it actually has directions like you were going to make it. Sorry, I don't know what I was showing you there. A pile of laundry. But yeah, so I thought that was really cute and interesting, and it did hold my interest. And I think there's going to be more of them. It ends where could be a sequel, I think, or a start of a series. So I definitely recommend it for younger audiences or just people who are interested in monsters and all that stuff. So yeah, fun, but not super great, for me at least. But interesting, nonetheless. And then the second book, I don't know what I did with it. Let me see. Oh, I dropped it. The second book I have is Bloody Jack by L.A. Meyer. And it says, being an account of the curious adventures of Mary Jackie Faber, ship's boy. And I just kind of saw this, and I thought it was about pirates, which it kind of is, but I thought it was about pirates, and I love pirates. So I had it, and then, it was just sitting around from the library, and I kept getting other books that I read before it. And for some reason, just couldn't get myself to start it. But once I did, I loved it. I couldn't believe how much I couldn't put it down. And it's about Mary Faber, who, it's in 1797, I think it starts, London, I'm assuming. And her family dies of the plague or the pestilence or something awful like that. And so she's an orphan, and she survives, but she runs away and joins all these other little orphan kids running around town, and, they're trying to survive that way. And so the beginning of the book's all about that. Her and her little gang of kids and all this stuff. How they survive. But then she decides to try to join, it's not actually pirates, it's like the Navy. So she decides to try and join a Navy ship as a ship's boy. So of course she puts on boy clothes and cuts her hair and has to pass herself off as a boy because girls are considered bad luck. Plus they don't usually let girls do hard labor and stuff like that anyway. So she joins the crew. She gets picked and joins the crew, and joins up with the other ship's boys and makes friends with them. And she keeps talking about the big deception and how she doesn't want. Of course, no one can find out she's a boy, and so it's all really just her life on the ship and her relationships and all the stuff they go through. And there's a little bit about them chasing pirates and a couple battles, but it's really more about the relationships and how she develops as a character. Because when she starts, she's only 10 or 11, I think, something like that. Maybe 12. And so, of course, she doesn't have that much trouble passing herself off as a boy. But as she gets older, she starts developing and growing. And, of course, having been an orphan, she has no idea what's happening to her. So, I mean, that's kind of funny how she learns what's happening and all that. And then, developing feelings for one of the other ship's boys, but of course he thinks she's a boy, so that's a whole situation. And so there are more books. There is a sequel to this. At least I think there are a couple, but the next one is The Curse of the Blue Tattoo or something. So I'm going to get that one right away because I can't wait to see what happens. And this was a young adult. I don't know if I mentioned that, but this was a young adult book, and it was really, really good. So definitely 5 stars. I loved it. Couldn't put it down. Read it in a couple days, maybe 2 or 3. And this, like, whenever a book actually gets me to read it in the morning and before bed instead of like playing on the computer or whatever, I know it's a good one. So yeah, I guess that's all I have to say about that. Definitely, if you like, sailing, sailors, pirates, all that kind of stuff, definitely read Bloody Jack. I loved it, loved it, loved it. Can't recommend it highly enough. And I guess that's all. Let me know if you've read it, want to read it, anything like that. Talk to you later.